The transition from human doings to human beings will be a radical change for many countries, organizations, and institutions. It means that we have to say goodbye to this concept of being a human doing, the concept of HR, human resource that belongs to the industrial age, where you see people as something that can be capitalized. We have this long to-do list, and it's only when people complete that to-do list that they have any kind of value. As soon as people get sick, or they get old, or they have a depression, or they are pregnant, they don't fit in the industrial age anymore, so they are not worth as much. And the problem is also that you create these institutions where people go to work and then they spend an enormous amount of energy just fitting in, just performing, just thinking about what is it that I have to do, how do I have to dress, how do I have to talk. And also what we find is that these institutions can't reflect, they can't improvise. They are this, cover my ass organizations where it's really important that you do things in the right way. Not that you do the right things, but that you do things in the right way, that every number is correct. And then people just stop reflecting and they stop asking why, and they get more and more busy. They're asking for more and more routines, and routines create busyness, and then you never stop and reflect about who am I, why am I here? Because if you really did that, if you asked why am I here, what is it actually that I'm creating, chances are that you might have to make a radical change, and you might maybe have to quit your job or totally transform your organizations. We are called human beings for a reason. We are not called human doings, and it is our task to create societies and organizations where it's okay to be a human being. And you know what? You are totally okay just the way you are. And so is your family, and so are your kids. They are perfect just the way they are. But that doesn't mean that we should not make an effort in human development and human growth. For instance, if you have kids at school, that would mean that we should tell our kids, like I told my oldest son, that you know what, my love, it's not that important to me what kind of grades you get at school. What's important to me is that you learn to make an effort. What's important to me is that you learn to ask the question, why was I born? Why was I here? And that you can, that you can stink and you can fail, and yet you can create together with your classmates. And how it turns out from school from there with the grades, it will be okay, even so that you might not be really good at reading, or you might not be really good at writing or arithmetics. You can succeed just fine without having those skills. Of course, they're nice to have, but you see many people who are human beings who can survive without having those skills. And you know what? You can stay at home with me just for the rest of your life, and I'll give you an enormous amount of love. And imagine if we had societies that would tell that to our children, that we would say to them, yes, we will measure you, but it's not that important. What's important is that you reflect, you ask why, you figure out why are you on this planet. You are a human being with dignity. You are okay just the way that you are. And you can stay in our society for as long as you like, and we will love you just the way that you are. Not as a human doing, but as a human being.